I'm gonna call, May 8th, 2024, Development Review Board meeting to order. And just for Zoom, I'll say we have Jim Bolts, myself, James Larson, and Mary Niebling on Zoom. We're here in person, Jim and I. And our agenda has to make any agenda revisions at this point. And so I do think we have a few. One of them is we have a personnel executive session request. So we'll put that on the exit.
We'll do that at the end.
Yeah, sure, at the end.
Personnel, executive session for personnel.
Okay,
issue.
thank you.
Yep. And that'll be happen after we approve the minutes.
And we also need to talk about how to warn the
June meeting, yeah, we got, and whether we want a site visit.
Yeah.
So the June meeting, hearing, continuance was a.
Right, but it's gonna require some more work if we do the site visit.
And the site visit, yeah, well, let's talk about that. And so, why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead and do our decision, discussion and approval, adoption, and then approve the April 10th meeting, and then we'll do the June hearing and information, and then the personnel issue. Anything else?
I have nothing else.
I think,
Hi, Marion. Anything else?
no. No,
Okay. No,
I think Jim did a great job on the whatever it's called. The
The decision.
official thing, decision. Thank you. I move to accept it.
Okay, I'll second that. Oh, and here comes Seth.
Yeah, let's
And
get him
here's
on
Seth.
board and then we can vote. Seth, you're
Seth is
muted if
muted.
you're trying to talk.
There I
There he
am.
is.
Sorry, my computer's being very
Ah.
slow. It took me forever to get on. Hi, everyone.
Aye.
We just called the meeting to order and we were discussing the decision, and Mary made a motion to approve it, said it was great, and I seconded it, and Karen said her name was misspelled in one location that needs to be changed before I signed it.
Yeah.
And do you have any comments before we vote?
Nope, I thought things looked great.
No.
Okay, so all in favor, raise our hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, all, so we have a unanimous vote to adopt the decision as written with that one edit. All right, that was easy. So the next thing is to review and approve the April 10th meeting, and I did read them and they were excellent. I think we have an excellent AA, I just want to say.
I agree. She's been
I
really
agree.
great help.
Yes.
So I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
I move we adopt the minutes from April 10th.
Second,
Second? Right, all in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
It's easier to raise our hands. There we go, there's a unanimous decision there. Seth, we have 2 more agenda items that were added before you got in, and this
Okay.
one is to discuss the June meeting, the continuance of the hearing and the proposal of a site visit. And Karen was saying that if we were to have a site visit, it would we would have more work to do. Can you explain that?
So, because we continued, we can do the hearing without doing all the process again, because it was continued, but the addition of a site visit changes, needs to be warned. We somehow need to be warned.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Cause I just was at the DRB hearing yesterday in East Montpelier and they didn't say that.
Well, if you want
They just said since it's a continuance, they just.
Right, but it's
like.
but
We haven't noticed the site visit to begin with, right?
we never had a notice for a site visit. And if this goes to the Supreme Court, environmental court and Supreme Court, if that's not a favorable response, I think we need to make sure
That we've got
every
it
single thing is
done properly.
done
I
properly.
agree.
So the thing is theoretically. The question is, do we want to treat and rewarn all of it? Okay, times are, I guess, the whole 9 yards. Now typically, in an appeal, that would be paid by the appellant. By Kaylee,
Okay,
okay? And we would pay for the times Argus and she would pay for the the rewarding. Or do we just wanna like does the DRB wanna just do it? Like,
well, what I can just tell you is I didn't read all of her emails that started coming in after the one asking if you were gonna be there, and I just started looking at them.
There's 33 of them.
So did we already notice the original hearing in the Times Artisan?
Yes.
So I think if we're just adding a site visit, as long as we notify all the parties who are participating now. If we notify them directly, we'll email it and then put it, and notice it in the way we normally do our hearings, where we put up an agenda on the various locations, like outside the
Right, so.
town. If we do all of that, I think that's good enough. I don't think we have to go through the whole page for the Times Artisan. one.
Okay, so that means we would warn the site visit as a site plan review. Because the site plan review, you only have to do the 7 day, you only have to do the 7 days, you don't have to do the Times Argus.
Okay, good.
But you need to send it to all the people. Now, do we want Kaylee to do you want me to go to Kaylee and have her say, okay, I need you to send out these warnings again, or do we just want the town to do it?
Well,
Can I ask a question, just kind of where we
Yeah.
are with this, because there was a lot there. I mean, so the history of this is that you gave a permit, right, for the shed, and then there was a disagreement about it being a wetland or not, right? That's the,
That's her argument.
okay. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm opposed to a site visit. I'm just wondering if we're gonna learn anything, because that's not DRB's decision, whether that's a wetland or not, right? That's the
That's
state.
true.
Yeah,
He's
it is
correct about that. So that's true. We may not need a site visit. I just thought it would give us more information about the actual topography of the place.
So the real problem is the wetland state, okay? Select board's already approved the driveway. I've already approved a permit for where the house is gonna go,
House or shed?
the house, but she didn't appeal.
Okay,
So she's appealing
a shed.
a shed. God, this is being recorded.
Yes, it is.
She's appealing the shed, and her desire is to have the wetland and only, where the wetland is, but also a change in the driveway and the encroachment into the 50-yard, the 50 setback is actually has nothing to do with zoning, has nothing to do with the town, but it's actually about, it would be between them and
The state.
no, it would be Peter. And Peter bought a piece of property that has a covenant about this 50 feet, and if he doesn't follow the covenant, that's not a zoning issue, that's a legal issue. So a lot of the things that are happening up there,
Are beyond our purview.
yeah, like the driveway's beyond your purview, the encroachment into the 50 whatever, and the determination about whether or not my permit is valid is
Okay,
really what we're talking about.
Okay, so you permitted the shed with a 50-foot setback?
Yes,
And so where you approved it, it was within the agreement? The
okay,
legal.
so what happened is there's a 50-foot setback that has to do with 50 feet here, which happens to be some covenant, so this shed is not in that 50
Okay.
feet.
Okay,
The next thing is that there's a wetland theoretically there, okay, we don't know because it hasn't been determined yet. The paperwork I got from Chase and Chase has a wetland on it and has a wetland buffer, and the shed is inside is not
inside the
wetland,
buster.
and it's not in the,
inside the buffer.
it's not in the buffer, it's on
Okay.
the edge.
Okay, and we're gonna review that stuff at the hearing?
In the hearing, so the
Okay.
really,
So we don't need a site visit,
So then we don't need a site.
doesn't sound.
I mean, it doesn't sound like we need one.
I don't think it's necessary, I mean, it's up to you, I was just saying, if we wanted to site visit, we'd have to do this rewarning.
What are your opinions, Mary, Seth?
I mean.
I don't feel a need to have a site visit, although I'd like to look at a map.
Yeah.
And I've lost track of where those were in the emails, so if that was sent out again, I'd like to look at that. And I'll probably just drive up there to see what it looks like from the road. But I don't think we need a site visit.
Yeah, I have to say my concern with the site visit is that this has gotten rather contentious, and I don't know that that would be helpful to do a site visit and potentially have another confrontation on the property where people have clearly different opinions about things. So yeah, I would definitely like to see the map again, but I don't think we need to do a site visit.
You can find the map if you go onto plainfieldbt.us and you go to the DRB page and then you look, the 2024-01 permit is there. It's hard to see on that particular map if you don't have a Zoom thing on your computer.
What's a Zoom thing on the computer? I mean,
Make
where
it, yeah,
Oh.
make
okay.
All right, well, it seems like since we do have good maps and we have engineered drawings and we don't have any conclusions from the state, they haven't done their site visit.
Okay.
Well, I just saw an email that I didn't actually read because I've been so busy, but I saw her glass something about I don't support the hearing on the 12th, but I don't think we can.
If you go more there, if you go further along, you'll find that her concern now is you make sure that we warn it properly.
If we have a site visit.
No, warn it, like make sure, like we didn't have the official meeting last time because it wasn't in.
It's been properly warned.
Right, but I would say that it's good that we would put it on the calendar, you know, the June calendar.
In
The
the, on
town
the
calendar?
The
website.
town calendar on the side, we're gonna put up more, you know, at town, the 3 public places, just because that's what we do anyways. And then we were talking about, you're doing front porch forum and something else, right? Are you?
I can do front porch forum and bingo people,
If you want to, we don't have to, but.
Oh, do it though, why not?
We do,
Yeah.
right, and I could go up and put a new sign for the continuance at the property.
So as far as finding the documents, if you go to the DRB webpage, under the DRB meeting agenda 2024, the 3rd bullet down, there's a list of documents underneath it, links to them, and you can click on them, you can see the documents. The Peter Burmeister ZPA 2024-1,
Oh, one, yeah.
Kylie Hope and Susan Bork appeal documents, wetland reports, all that stuff is there.
Okay, I'm there. And I do have a Zoom feature.
Yeah, it'd be easier to see where the wetland and where the buffer is.
So for the first link, the Peter Burmeister gets the actual application, going for an application, and you go through that, and there's a map. And you can zoom out with the map and look at the map.
Well.
Yeah, I was looking at this at the town hall, municipal offices yesterday, and I couldn't make sense of it even in person. So, okay.
Couldn't make sense of that. You said you couldn't make sense. You couldn't make sense of what?
The maps on there.
The map. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't see any of those names, Burmeister or Hope, on the map. So,
What I think we can do is at the hearing, when we continue the hearing on June 12th. Karen will be there, right? She'll be there, and we can answer questions about the map at that time, right?
okay, okay. I'll wait.
Yeah, because we probably shouldn't get into the merits of this right now, because we didn't notice this as a hearing on this topic.
Okay,
Right, we're not gonna get into.
Right, so
We
we'll
were
do that.
discussing whether or not to have a site visit and whether or not
And
to.
whether people have the right documents to look at, and everybody can. And if you have questions about the documents, we should answer those at the June 12th.
Exactly.
Right.
okay,
I was trying to find them, but it doesn't matter because we can look at them.
And if people can't find them, you can just send an email to everybody and we can help them find them.
Well, Karen, you sent them already.
Yeah, they're largely in that. Online documents.
All right, so no site visit, that makes things easy, and your idea of posting it again on the property, I think it's a great idea.
It's a continuance, yes.
Yeah,
The appeal.
as it continues.
Okay.
That wasn't the meeting that was improperly warned, was it?
Okay. Yes, it was, yes,
But we held it anyway,
we didn't really have a meeting, sort of,
so then it's not a continuance.
it is a continue. We shall see. Or we can rewarn the whole thing.
Well, maybe that's what she's saying. If it, but this meeting, this has been properly warned, so it's not a continuance.
This meeting isn't continuous.
No, the June meeting isn't a continuance.
We're treating it as, yes.
That's what you're proposing.
Right, well, what happened is, it didn't go, it only didn't go to one, it went everywhere else, but it didn't make it on the town
To a
website.
website.
So it was
Properly warned.
For what it says in the regulations. But it wasn't necessarily properly warned on the website, which is where we messed up.
Okay, now I get it,
That's not the legal requirement
Right.
to put it on the website.
I don't think so.
Okay.
probably because they haven't updated things to that point yet.
Oh, yeah, well, it's almost.
So we did
Almost
And
there.
all the parties got copies, so it was in the paper, we did all of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
And we opened the hearing and
We
then
opened the
we
hearing,
continued
And
it
yeah,
to June,
continued to June.
because it was requested that we continue
Right.
to June.
Okay.
Well,
And nobody at the hearing that when we opened it raised the issue about the warning being inadequate,
no,
right? Okay.
we were the ones that noticed it, right? You.
No, but nobody came to the hearing and said, this thing wasn't properly
No.
noticed. Nobody's raised that as an
We didn't
issue.
have anybody come. But if people who come to the continuance then sign in and
Yeah,
speak and be a
right.
part of the hearing, so,
Okay,
yeah, anything else about this? Okay, done with that one, we're gonna go into executive sessions. So that means we're gonna pause recording of our meeting and
and
Kristen's
there's
gonna.
nobody, and there's nobody else on except board members?
Yeah,
Then you-
you're right. Okay.
Okay,
So, we have a request for a executive session for personnel issues, and I need a motion,
I move that we go into executive session to discuss personnel issues.
and I need a second.
second,
Mary second.
Mary seconded, and all in favor say aye.
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 All right, so now we can pause the recording.
and we have to watch that up on the screen to see if anybody else is joining.
Exactly, because I'm leaving.
Mary, did you wanna ask your question
So
again?
first you have to announce that we're coming back.
I
out of
wanted
executive-
to ask it out of the recording. And I did. Okay,
So we've come out of executive session and we
Yes.
don't have a motion to make, it's just a discussion of personnel issues.
We didn't make any decisions during the executive session.
No,
Correct. That's what.
you
yeah.
don't make decisions in executive session.
Well, that's right, we didn't make, we have nothing to do,
We have, that's
we have
like,
no action we need to take. which is
that's what I said, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, so, is there any other business that is before us? So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
Second,
Yeah, okay, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, so we're adjourned at 7:37.
Thank you.